So is my screen visible?
Yes, it's yep,
Yeah.
it is. Yep.
So okay. So yeah, hi everyone. So yeah, welcome to this PredictRAM Pro Python course. So yeah, before we start, let me give an introduction of myself. I am Prabal Chaudhary, and I have been in PredictRAM for the past 14 months now, and I have been working as an full stack intern developer here. So yeah, this is some introduction about myself, and like without any further delay, let's start our Python course, Python basic course. So yeah, before we start, let's discuss some agenda of like what we are going to do today. So yeah, like what we learn is like at first we'll get some introduction about what Python is and why do we use it. What are the real world applications of Python? Why is it so hyped these days? Why so many people use it and in different fields? And then we'll start getting deep into the concepts and all some core concepts we'll learn, like how to write, what's the syntax, or how to declare variables, conditional statements. There will some learn some of the basic things, loops and functions, and also yeah. And then like I'll try to mostly focus on this hands-on part because like who really likes to listen. Nah, it's will do these codes and like will uh, do all these real life problems, try to solve some of those problems so that we'll be able to understand it properly. And after all of this, maybe we can have a Q&A session or doubt clearing session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. We'll give some time for that. Yeah. So let's start. So like, what is Python? Why is it like so much popular nowadays? Why what's so hype about it? uh if I say it's like why Python is like, there are so many other programming languages you must also know, like C++, Java, like and also C sharp, JavaScripts. But what's special about Python? The most special thing about Python is that because it's simplicity. If I can say it in a word, it's a very simple language. It's a very beginner friendly language. uh, as it's written here, like Python is a very high level programming language. If you may ask what's high level programming language, high level programming language means our computers don't understand our language, na, right? Our language, Hindi, English, they won't understand that. They understand zeros and ones or assembly code. All those things, those computers understand. So but humans won't be able to write codes in zeros and ones. It would be too difficult. So what we do is, what Python does is like, Python is like English only. If you look at, if you have ever looked into a Python code, it looks like English. The way we speak every day, it looks like that only. So it's very easy to learn or write. Unlike other programming languages like Java, like there are too many things you won't be able to understand initially. You have to, it's a big learning curve. But for Python, it's like very easy to start with as a first language. So yeah, uh, it is easy to learn. Also, it's versatile. Like you can use Python for, like, Python is nowadays used for so many things, like so many different fields, like web development, data analysis, AI and machine learning is the main language nowadays. Like it is used in everything from NASA's aircrafts to self-driving cars, to Windows, Linux. One of the important programming language used in Linux is Python. uh, also like Python is also famous for its libraries. Python is known for its libraries because of its machine learning libraries, because of its data learning libraries like NumPy, Pandas. You are financial guys, you all know all this. NumPy, you must have heard all those at least. NumPy, Pandas, TensorFlow is used in machine learning. uh, these libraries are really helpful for data analysis. It makes life so much easier with Python. You won't find this, you are there. These libraries are also there in other languages, but Python has a big tech community which is really helpful. This is one of the greatest feature of Python, is like their community. If you go to python.org, you will find solutions to every problems related to Python. It's so easy nowadays to learn Python. So yeah, some of the real world problems of applications of Python, I told, the web development. uh, like YouTube, Instagram, everything uses Python nowadays. For data science, Google, Facebook uses to data to uses Python to analyze their data. Facebook uses users data, for all the users data they collect from the users, and they analyze it and show ads according to your preferences. You must be thinking of some product and you will see that suddenly as an ad. Facebook must have been using Python behind the scenes. Yeah. And like AI, like SpaceX, not SpaceX, like Tesla, the self-driving cars, air, self-driving cars, Python is used for chatbots and all. Yeah. So next, yeah, let's start with Python now. Some core things will okay, so let's talk about these variables at first. Like, what are variables? Variables are like containers that store data. Okay, so for example, before class 10th, you must have done a basic algebra, right? Like x y, you store x equals 5, y equals 5, then x plus y is 10. It's the same thing. Variable is like a container to store data, and all those variables are then used as an used in Python for operations. So variables can store a variety of data, like the variety of data types, such as numbers, boolean type. Boolean means true or false. Strings, lists. These are some advanced topics that we will discuss maybe on a different session, but today we'll mostly focus on numbers and strings and maybe booleans also, true and false. So yeah. mm, some basic syntax of how to write Python codes. Yeah. This, so variable names, you can write anyhow. There is no specific rule for how to write a name. It should it should start with a underscore, or maybe your name. You can have your name, but it should have a meaning of what variable you are storing. It's not like you are writing car and then storing apple inside it. No. If you can write fruit and store apple or orange, like that, so that others can also understand what code you are writing. These are some basic things. Like, you can use camel case to write variable. This is a camel case. Like, it starts with a lowercase, and for every word it will, the upper a and the uppercase will start. And you can write a snake case also, like the words will be separated by lowercase and underscores. This may sound a little difficult, but I will show you all these things in during the hands-on. So yeah. Variables data is stored in variables using assignment operator, this equal sign. As you can see here, my string is a variable name. You can write any name. And hello world is a string that is stored in my string. Same as my int is a variable name. And this 7 is an integer variable. It is stored in my int. My float is a uh, floating point data type, which means it can store this like fractional numbers. Integer cannot store fractional points. Like in Python, you can store any number in any variable. Python will figure it out, but for operations, it will create difficulties. Like, so my float, this one will store. This one can store fractional points. My list, same as list, is like arrays. Like, is a list of data. It can have multiple datas, like 7, 8. You can see here. You can store strings also. My boolean is like a data type which can store either true or false. So yeah, we'll go next. So common data types, as you can see here, I told you, boolean means you can store true or false. Integer is a data type that can store any integer numbers, like -1, +2, 0. All these integer types of data it can store. Floating means a float point means it can store fractional points. Same as lists, there are lists, tuples, strings, sets. These are all the data types commonly used in Python. And if you see about, if you consider now, if we'll discuss about operators. Operators are like symbols. Like, it's like uh, what we use in general algebra only, like plus, minus, multiplication, divide. Those are only operators. Like, plus symbol is like for addition, minus for the subtraction. You can see this is for exponential, like power. like 2 star star 2 means 2 power. I'll show all this in during the hands on. Means 2 power 2. 2 star star 3 means 2 power 3, like that. Same as here, you can see less than, equals to, less than, greater than, equals to. Yeah, is not. These are some of the operators we can discuss gradually. Input output. Input output are functions. Input functions and the output function is print function, is used in Python to take inputs from the user. This is very important because, like, we make user interactive things, right, with Python. So for you make it, to make it user interactive, we have to take inputs from the user. Maybe we'll take an option to select from the user. Like a user, we can ask user to select an option, like select option 1 to show this data, select option 2 to show this data. Then user will enter that option 1 or option 2. So this is how, this is the input. With this input we can accept data from user and process the data, and using this print will show the data to the user. This print program allows to output strings to user in a given interface, in a given function, in a given, what do you call, in a given interface. Yeah. So yeah, next we can discuss a little about conditional statements. So conditional statements are, like as the name suggests, it checks for conditions, or if else other statements. So will, like in daily life also, every day we takes so much decisions, right? For example, if it rains, we won't go to office, we'll work from home. If this happens, we won't do that, or else we'll do this. These are conditional statements, and in Python also we do the same. So like conditional statements are used to make decisions in our code. If a user inputs this number, if a user inputs, for example, 1, will show 1, will show this data. If a user inputs option 2, will show this data. Else will show a different, will show invalid option. Maybe you might have used in the seen those things while using while browsing websites and all. If you enter a wrong option, it will show a wrong, invalid option or something like that. So yeah, behind those things, these types of codes are there. If user input this, you have to show that. And this makes your program dynamic because you are not fixed to one specific code. The code changes according to the input of the user. So yeah, this it makes the user more, it makes the code more responsive. For example, automating decisions like checking login credentials. If the user is logged in, you will get to show all the data, like as you can see in the PredictRAM dashboard also. If you are logged in, you will show all the, you will get to see all the data and all. But if you are not logged in, you are redirected to that login page, then where you can log in again and see all the data. So yeah, maybe finding the largest number, you can check. If your user is asked to enter a number and enter multiple numbers, and you have to find the largest one, so you have to check every number with other numbers and find, in that way we want, if you can find the largest among all of them. So yeah, this is something about the conditional statements. And yeah, so if we see how, if a statement is written, so in Python, if you, after this if keyword, whatever you will write will be checked as a if statement. For example, here you can see, using this input function, we are taking input from the user. This is called a prompt. User will see enter a number, then user will enter a number. For example, user enters 8. Okay, it will be stored in this variable x string. Now 8 has been stored as a string, but we don't want it to be as a string, because we'll divide. String you cannot divide here, or you cannot do any math operation in string, so you have to convert the string into integer. And this is how a string is converted into integer, or it can also be converted into a fractional point. For this operation, we don't want any fractional thing, we just need the integer one. So that 8 is at first taken as an integer. By default, Python will take every input as an integer, as a string only. Then we have to convert it according to our need. We will convert the 8 into integer type and store it in x. Now our task is to, like, this is a code to check if a number input by the user is even or odd. So 8, we have to mathematically calculate if 8 is even or odd. How do you do that? You know, like even numbers, if you divide by 2, it will give a reminder of 0. So this is what it is being used here. Like this is modulus operator. It returns a it returns the reminder. So if x is, if the number input by the user is divided by 2 and the reminder is 0, we know for sure that it's an even number. So we'll show that to the user that it's an even number. Yeah, but there is an exception here. If it is for in case of 0 also, it will be divided by, it will also give reminder as 0 only. But it's not, 0 is not neither an even number or not an odd number. We cannot say anything like that. So for 0 we have to write, like if the number is 0, then we have to tell that the user that the number is 0. And if both of these conditions are not satisfied, if the number is neither even nor 0, then we'll print that the number is an odd number. Yeah, I hope this thing is a little clear. This may seem like, for beginners it may seem a little overwhelming, but we'll do the codes and maybe we'll understand a little more. Yeah. So next we'll go to loops. Loops are like one of the most important things of any programming language, not only not only for Python. In simple terms, a loop allows you to like run the same piece of code over and over again. Like uh, for example, if you want to print numbers from 1 to 100, I'll show this example, this exact example only. 1 to 100. So in Python, I told you, like we use print to show data, show some string to the user, like to print something to the user. But to, if you want to print, like for example 1 to 100, what you will do, like you have to write print 1, print 2, print 3, like you have to write it 100 times. But for loops make it easier. What loops does is, like it will take print and it will like loop it till it will repeat the same code 100 times. You don't have to write, you just have to write one line. It will repeat the whole code 100 times. You can set the logic like that, 100 times, 1000 times, or whatever logic you will write. It will run that code for that amount of time, and it will make it makes the life of the programmer so easy. Like you don't have to write it multiple times, write any code multiple times. That's why loops are so useful when you want to automate or the repetitive tasks and all, like processing and like that. So yeah, so when you consider loops, there are two types of loops: for loop and while loop. Now we'll discuss a little about these two types of loops. Like for example, for loops is like, for loop is a loop where we set the range, like from, like how many times it will repeat, it will repeat the code. Like for example, we will set like we want this code, like for if you want to print 1 to 100, we'll set the condition that it will run from 1 to 100, and it is done in this way. From range, a range function is used here. Range functions, and there are three parameters. So it will start from 1 and end at 100. Start, stop, and this is, you can say, step means, 1 means every one time it will jump, and 2 means every two, like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, until 100 it will go. So yeah, this range function is used in for loop. So yeah, if we go to while loop now, while loop is like, it's a loop where there is no range here. So a specific condition is given, until and unless that condition is met, the loop will continuously continuously run. For example, here in this code you can see, while true is always true. We don't, there is no condition. This is a very simple condition, while true, this will code run. So what is happening is, like this code will run forever unless there is another condition, break condition here. Break is a condition. If you write, if the code encounters the break condition, it will break out of the loop. Otherwise, for this true, it will like keep on running and running, because it's while true. There's you can write also like while. Yeah, see, you are taking input from the user and storing in this integer variable, and while initially we are setting this x as 0, then we are running this code. If you imagine, if you imagine a little, if you think about a little, like while x is less than 5, like it will run the code if the x is less than 5. The moment the x will be more than 5, this loop will stop and it will exit out of this loop. So initially x is 0, so it will enter here, print this thing whatever the user is entering, and then it will increase x by 1. See, x equal to x plus 1 means it is increasing x by 1 and then storing it in x again. So for first iteration x will become 1, then then it will like, enter this while loop again. It will check it that if x is less than 5, yeah, for x now x has become 1, so x is less than 5, so it will enter again. Like this only, it will go on till x becomes 5. X becomes 5, like 5 is less than 5, no, so it will not enter, it will exit out of this code. So yeah, this is how while loops are done. Like it will run the loop, it will loop the code unless this specific condition is met. Yeah. So yeah, let's discuss the next part. Functions we can discuss a little. So what are functions? Functions are like, in Python, function is a block of reusable block of code. Like you don't want to write the same code. Like the whole concept of programming is to make the code more efficient. We don't want to write the same code multiple times. So what functions do is like break the codes into small pieces. So and like blocks them, like make a block of it. We can make a block and we use that specific block in multiple places. Like other than writing the same code everywhere, we'll use that code. We'll name that function and we'll always call that function, like call the function by its name. For example, you can do a task at your home, but if the task is like getting too much, you can say like divide the task with someone else, maybe with your siblings or someone. You can ask him or her to do a specific task. So what you are doing is like, other than doing every task of yourself, you are asking someone else to do that. You are dividing task into give, you are giving the task to someone else to do it in place of you. So that's the basic thing about functions. For example, here you can see as an example, so function is like, either you can make coffee of your own or you can make a function. Like you can buy a coffee machine where the coffee machine, it will take the coffee beans and water and it will brew the coffee every time. Y- so you don't have to worry about making the coffee of your own. That's what functions are for. So it improves. Why you use functions? Like to avoid repetition of code, to avoid readability, to improve readability and the organization. It makes the code more organized, and also the testing and debugging. Like if there is an error, it's easier to find. If there are no, if there are very less code, then it will be easier for the developers also. So yeah, that's what functions are. Some basic definition of function, and like how function is, like how, what is the basic syntax of function in Python. This is how, this definition, this keyword is used in Python to create functions. Whenever Python will encounter this keyword, it will know that if a function is being created. Def keyword, and def, then function means we have to enter the function name. For example, if you want to make a function which makes coffee, then you will write maybe coffee maker, the name of the function. So yeah, coffee maker, and inside this braces, whatever you'll write, these are called parameters. So if a function will take parameters, like what it will take inputs from the code, and it will process it and then return. For example, for coffee maker function, we'll need two parameters. So what do we need for to make a coffee? We need good quality coffee beans and water. So yeah, these are the two parameters, coffee beans and waters. And in return, the coffee maker function will make coffee and return the coffee here. Return a plus b. This is a function to add two numbers. You can see it will taking two number a, number b, and it is adding and returning the number. That's what the basic definition of function is. Like how a function is used. This is the return function that returns whatever processing you are doing about whatever you want to return from the function. And how do you call a function? This is the definition of a function. How the function is being created is created and how it is defined. Then how do we call it? Like how do you use it? We use it like this. Maybe for example, coffee maker. We'll call coffee maker, put water and coffee in it, and it will return coffee for us. Here for the function addition, this function is taking the two numbers 1 and 2, adding it inside, and then sending us this value. See, we just with this much of code, we are making a addition function. So whenever we need the function of addition, we just call this. We don't have to write like a plus b. We don't have to write those. We just call this function, send these two numbers here, and it will return back. So this, it makes the code organized. It makes it easier for the developers to don't we don't have to write the same code every time. So that's how functions are used. So yeah, we'll one by one we'll see all these codes here now. So yeah, what initially we discussed is like, we start with this input output, how this input and output works here. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So for example, let's see how to take input from the user. So input is used from the user is taken by this input function. Whenever you write this function, Python will see whenever you write this function, Python will take ask input from the user. Then what do you want? We want to store whatever the user will input. We want it to be stored in a variable, as we have discussed earlier. Variable is like a container where we store the value for that we take in input from the user, or maybe we set. So for example, if we set if we take input from the user and we set in this variable x, or for example, we'll name it as a variable only, variable 1. Yeah. So what we will do, I'll show you. It will, if we run this code, see, it is actually asking me to enter a number here, or enter anything here. Yeah, not exactly number, you can enter anything. Hello. So yeah, nothing happened, but actually what happened is like, I entered hello, I typed hello, and that hello is stored in this variable, but we did not see anything. One thing we can do is like print the variable after it is taken an input from the user. Variable 1, print variable 1. So now what it will do, it will ask again, and after I enter it, it will print the variable, as you can see. Okay, hello. Okay, wait. Yeah, hello. See, it printed. We can make it a nicer. For example, user. Yeah, now if we'll run it, see, user entered hello. This is how you can print it. As you can see, yeah, this whatever user entered, it is stored in this variable. For example, you now you want to store the variable. You want you to, for example, add a code, add a number. You want to take in input as a you want to take input like two numbers from the user, and then add it, enter you want to make a calculator, maybe enter number 1 in the first number. Yeah. So if you look carefully, I am taking two numbers as input from the user, and this is you may ask, what is this? This is actually a prompt. This is called prompt. Like whatever I'll write here as a string, it will show to the user what's like. As you can see earlier, it was just asking like how user know what to do, but now it will ask the user this: enter the first number, enter the second number, and these two numbers will be stored in x and y. Okay, number 1 will make it like this. Acha, no, input 1. It will be more clear. See, now I'm changing the variable names according to the need. That's how variables are supposed to be named, so to make it easier for the users to know. Now we have to convert because whatever the user will enter here, it will be as a string, but I want it as a number, as or to be precise, as an integer. So So I'll convert in number input 1 into integer. How to convert it? Using this int function. Input 1. This will convert the input 1 into integer, and I'm storing it in integer 1. Same with in integer 2. Input 2. Yeah. Now I want to add and store it in another variable result. Yeah. If you look very carefully, what I am doing here is like taking this converting input, taking this input from the user, convert it into integers so that I can add. Because you cannot add strings, you have to add integers only. So I'm converting these two into integers, and then I'm adding it and storing the value in result. And now what I can do is like display the result. And I'll print the result here. Now let's run the code. See, because of this prompt, now user would be able to see what to enter the first number. See, it is looking beautiful now. So for example, I am adding 5. Now it is asking enter the second number. I'll add 10. I'll put input 10. See, addition of first and second numbers are 15, because it is adding. See, first and second number, and it is printing the result here. As you can see, print the result. So they add, and they have added. Same way you can maybe do for multiplication also. Enter the first number 5, again maybe 6 here, and it will multiply, and it will, you have to change the code accordingly, like multiplication. Yeah. So I hope you guys have got a little idea about how input and output works. This output is like this print where I'm printing it. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll go to the next part, maybe conditions. So for conditional if else, what we have discussed earlier, if else conditional statements, we'll perform this example only. We'll take an input from the user and check if the number is even or odd. This is a very simple code. Okay, so yeah, let's keep it input only. No, not actually input, it's a reserved keyword, we cannot use that. Number one, or just number is fine. Number will take input. Here only you can directly convert it into integer like this. Like for example, I have converted it, I'm taking the it input here and then converted it into integer. But you can directly convert it here also. This is another type you can do. Like enter a number to check even or odd. Even odd. S- User will enter it and it will be stored in this number variable. And now we have to write conditional checks, like if else. We'll check if the number is even, we'll print even. If the number is odd, it will print odd. So how do you check it? If initially, if number equals to 0, we'll print is 0. Else, not else, elif. Elif means else if. So if this condition is not met, here we'll write another condition. If it is the number is not 0, then we'll check if the number is even. So how to check that? If number modulus operator 2 equals 0. As I've told, modulus is an operator that what it will do, it will divide it by 2 and say and return us the remainder. So for even numbers, if you divide it by 2, the remainder is also going to be 0. It is always going to be 0. So if it is 0, then we know for sure that it is it's an even number. So yeah, We'll print even. And if both of these conditions are not met, we for sure know that it's a odd number. So we'll directly write else. Else word is used, and it does not need any condition. When you write else, you don't put any condition here, or else it will be an error. So for else, it does not require any condition. So it will print the odd. Yeah. So if we run the code now, okay. So there is a mistake. Enter a number. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll remove this only. We'll convert it like this only. Yeah. Enter a number to check odd. For example, I entered 0. See, the number you entered is 0. Because what is happening is I'm entering a number, it is converting into integer, and then checking initial, and then it will come inside here. It will check if number is 0, then print this. First thing it will do, and like it will not run all this code. It will run the first line only, and it will exit because the condition is met. So yeah, this is what it did. The number you entered is 0. Next, we will try for maybe odd, maybe an even number. 6. The number you entered is even. See, because initially it will come here if number is 0. It is not 0, as 6 is now 0, so it will not run this code. It will go to the next line. Else if it will check if the number modulus 2 is 0. For 6, number modulus 2 will always be 0. So this condition is met, so it will come inside and print this line. The number you entered is even, and it will not touch this line. It will just exit out of these conditions. And this is what happened. And for same for with odd also, I'm sure. For example, 5, the number you entered is odd. See, because the first two conditions are not met, then directly if none of these conditions are met, there is always recommended to add the else condition at the end. See, if none of these conditions are met, it will directly come to the else statement, and it will do it will print whatever is inside that else statement. So yeah, this is how conditions are done. uh, for Python it's like fairly easy. If you do this all this in Java and C++, it's not that difficult, but initially it is a little like learning. It will take some time to learn. So yeah, so these conditions are done. Next we'll go for loops. So yeah, I'll remove this. So loops, yeah, so I'll take that example only. For example, if you want to print from 1 to 100, so either you can do print 1, print 2, and you have to keep on printing, print 3. Like you have to write all these codes, 4, and so like for 100 times you have to do like that only. If you run it, see, I did it 4 times, 1 2 3 4. But what if I want to print it like 1,000 times, a million times? How do you do that? You cannot try just type all this. So what I'll write you a simple code for. That's how loops are, right? For loop, I told you, like for loop has, if you see, loops have, like there are two types of loops: for loop and while loop. Initially I'll take, because I'm giving a range, right? I want to print it up to 100, so I'll give a range. So as I will give a range, I'll use for loop. So like for I in range takes, see, range takes 3 inputs. You can take 3 inputs. You can see here: start, stop, and step. We have to put the start. I'll start with 1 because I have to print 1 to 100, right? So I'll start with 1. I'll go up to 100, and then there is a step. You can put step. So either you can skip it. We don't want this step is optional actually. So either you can put it like this only. But if we put step is like every one. By default, it will go 1 only. So I will take 1, and every step, like it will go from 1 2 3. If you put 2 here, then it will go like 1 3 5, like that. So this is what step does. And like I'll do is print I. What is I? You can ask. You may ask, like, I is the number here. Like, I will start from 1 and I'll go up to 100. Up to 100. Like, not exactly 100. I'll show you. Like, if I run this code now, see, with 2 lines I printed. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to, see, up to 99. You may ask, like, why 99? Because this range function, it will start from 1 and it will go up to this -1. It will not go up to 100. Why it will not go up to 100? Like, for example, also, you in real life also, if you measure distance, for example, if you measure distance from 5 to, if you measure subtract from 5 to 10, you don't actually consider 5 na. When you subtract from 5 to 10, you'll start from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's how, like, why, for to measuring distance and all, this thing is not actually like it will take, it will take this 100 minus 1. It will go up to 100 minus 1. If you want to exactly, if you want up to 100, then you have to put like 101. Then it will, if you run it again, see, it will go up to reach up to 100. Yeah. So if I show you the step also, if you put steps here too, and it will skip every step. If you run it again, see, from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. See, it is skipping every 2 steps. After 1, it will give to 2. Same, you can do it reverse also. You may start with 100 and go up to 1. If you remove it, see what is happening here. Acha, okay. Now you have to put -1. Like, it will go up to, it is like, it is going back. So I have to put like this. Yeah, the step is -1 now. From it is starting from 100 and it is reducing with the step by 1. See, 100, 99, 98. See, it is going back now. 1 to 100 in reverse. So yeah, see, it came back up to 2, not exactly 1, because it is, yeah, I told you, it will go, it will take -1. So that's how loops are works. And like, if you consider while loop also, uh, for example, I is 0. And how while loop works, like, while I is less than 10, print I is less than 10. Just the I plus. So yeah, oh shit, yeah. So what this code is doing, if initially I'm declaring I, like, I'm declaring a variable where I'm storing 0, and then what I'm doing is I'm using this loop. It will come inside and check I is less than 10. Yeah, 0 is less than 10 always. So it will print that I is less than 10. And then what I'm doing is I'm increasing I by 1. So initially it will be 0, then after one loop it will become 1, and it will go on till this condition is not met, and it will exit out of this code. So yeah, so theoretically this one should run 10 times. So we'll run it. Yeah, see, I is less than 10. Okay, I what I'll do, I'll print the value of I, and the I is, and it will also print the value of I. See, I is less than 10 and the value of I is 0. Initially it is 0, then it will go in and it will print this sentence. The value of I is 0. Then it will print like this, and at the end, it will, after becoming 9, it will go, as it will become 10, it will go out, and then, and when it is trying to enter, it will check it here. It's like a security guard. It will ask, if you are less than 10, then only will be allowed to enter, but I has become 10 now, so it cannot enter here. So it will just exit out of this code. So up to 9 only it will print. See, the value of I is 9, and it stopped after that. So yeah, that's how uh, loops are used. That's how while loop is. That's why there is other name of while loop. It's called entry control loop, because it is controlling the entry here. It won't allow. So yeah, that's how while loop is used. Yeah. Next we'll see some examples of functions also. So functions, as I've told, it's like a reusable block of code that is used, that we can set and we can use it multiple times, and it avoids repetition of code. So I'll create a basic function to add two numbers, maybe. Definition, I will write this keyword def. It tells Python that a function is being uh, created. So yeah, definition, add. I now have to add here, like now I have to put the function name here. Is anyone okay? Add two numbers. Yes, sir. Hello.
Probable just yes,
Your
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just
Hello. No, actually, yeah, no, no, actually, no. Your audio, your
so sorry for
yes.
interruption.
Yeah, sure.
For
No,
this,
I'm not. Your audio is
I just wanted to ask that anyone at this point of time.
actually your audio is breaking. I don't know. It's my issue, or I think your audio is, there's an issue with your internet connection. So like others, can you hear me? Like, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, okay, yeah. So yeah, like, okay, I'll show you this addition function. So yeah. So this is the name of the function. Okay. So this is the name of the function, and it will take two parameters. Like, we'll add two numbers, right? You can add three numbers, so it will take you can take three parameters, but initially we'll take two parameters. Like, for example, a, or write x and y, and it will just return x plus y. This is a basic function. It takes two numbers, and it will return the addition of the two numbers. Okay. And we'll take input from the user. Same. I'll copy the code here. See, it will ask the two numbers, and this is how you call a function, and we'll send these two numbers that we have taken, input one and input two, and then we'll print the result. Yeah. So this is the function, and this is how we call the function. This is the function definition, where the function is created, and here we are calling the function with these two numbers that is being taken as an input. And what this function will do, it will take it will just add the two numbers and return it as a return the addition, and it will be stored as in this result, and I'm printing the result. And then now let's run this. See, enter the first number, like 8, and enter the second number, it's 8, and maybe 7. See, oh acha, as you can see what happened here. This is an interesting take here. So I have just taken input from the user. Okay, so I'm not converted it into any integer. So what Python does is, when you don't convert it into integer, it by default it will take it as a string. So I'm sending that two strings, actually 8 and 7, to these numbers where they are being added. So when you add two strings like that, what it will do is, like 8 and 7, it will add like 8 and 8 8 7 for strings. Now if I like convert it to integers, see, it is not working as an integer, right? So if we convert it into integers, Now these inputs are being converted as an integer. I'll integer, integer 1, integer 2. Now if we run it, same 8, 7. See, now it has added the two numbers and not just like glued the two numbers together. It does it for for strings. So yeah, this is how a basic function works. So every time you need to add two numbers, you just call the two functions. Like I can print another here directly. You can call it here also, print add two numbers, maybe 100, 200. See, okay. So it will still take input because all those code has not been removed. Yeah, see, it these two result after addition it will print here, and this one is like here directly. They added these two here. Yeah. So yeah, this function is also done. Yeah. So if we recap like quickly what we learned today. Mm, Python is Python is a very beginner friendly versatile language, and we have also discussed where like how commonly used, like how it and Python is used in day to day life. It like in web development, data analysis, and all. We have discussed all these core concepts like syntax, variables, how basic syntax is used, conditional statement, loops, spread functions. And we did some hands on also. Yeah. So now, yeah, like if you guys now have any queries, you can ask. Go, yeah, you can go ahead and ask if you have, if you want to, if you have any confusion here. Anyone?
Anyone? Any questions? Any doubts? Or any other example you want to take?
Hello.
Eh, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so I was thinking ki how we'll be using this basic concept in our research work, how it will be
Uh,
useful for us in.
right, right. So, Yamikant, the thing is, first we want to clear the basics, right?
Yes.
In the next other sessions, na, we'll discuss how we can implement all these things in the data learning or fetching data or analyzing balance sheets,
Oh, shit.
right? So
Okay.
first, for all these things, your basics has to be clear before explaining all the things. Correct,
Okay.
na?
Okay,
So
correct. Yeah.
how many of you are from the tech background here?
Not
Okay,
me.
okay. Tushar and Abhinav. Okay, so you are from the tech background, na? So how was your experience? Is this basics enough, or we need to add few more things in this?
Uh, Sir, for me, uh, it's I mean, this is for others. It will be little bit tougher. For me, it was easy, very easy, basic implementation because I have started using other packages like Matplotlib and
Mm-hmm.
NumPy already.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in my last report also, I have used those concept in my report. If you check it,
Mm-hmm.
so like analyzing the analyzing the stocks between the three companies, four companies. So I
Mm-hmm.
use those. So actually, I feel like and everyone, as Yamikant also said,
Mm-hmm.
we need more concept like related to finance rather
Mm-hmm.
than technology because
Mm-hmm.
this is finance related, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So all right, got it. Yes, Tushar, you wanted to add something?
Yes, sir. Sir explained the programming good, and the basic programming knowledge is also completed. Now
Mm-hmm.
we just have to learn some finance, that how we fetch the data and implement
Mm-hmm.
those pandas and numpy things,
Mm-hmm.
and how we graph the data.
Mhm.
Then
Okay.
we start for machine learning. Yeah, it's framework for good.
Okay. No, no. I'm just asking the points the Prabal covered in these presentations, right? I'm
Yes,
asking
the
for the
normal
very
programming
basics.
language is
Yes, very
completed.
basic. I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
Um, does Prabal covered all the points like integers, Boolean loops, while, if statement, if and else statements, right?
Yes, sir. Basic programming language is
Basic,
completed.
basic,
Yes, sir.
basic is here, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
yes, Chirag, what you actually not able to get in this? Hard to get it means it's difficult for you to understand all these, right? Okay, so Chirag, what I recommend you to again go back to this presentation, right? And understand what is the integers, what are integers, loops, and the basic stuff, right? Once we do the practical now, the things are going to be very clear because we Prabal perfectly explained you about the while loops, integer things, right? Conditions and other things, input output variables and all, right? So what the thing the Avinav and I guess Avinav and who Tushar, right? You are from the Techna.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what Avinav and Tushar is seeking is the a bit advanced things, right? But
Yes, sir.
majority of our group in this, majority of the candidates are those who have in this group are from finance background, right? So before explaining why we are explaining you the basics, if in the interview someone asks you what is loop, what type of loops, right? So your basics has to be clear for that. We can also go ahead with directly by fetching data and start training models and all. We can also do this, but we want to start it with the basics right now. First, to put first gear, not just the first gear. First, understand and learn how to start a car. Don't think about the drifting first. Clear? So now you understand how to do things. So I guess every one of you using the VS, right? So within the VS, how you can train, how the basics are, then gradually we increase the things like many of the machine learning models that we have in this. So we'll learn all this during this. Yes, Abhinav.
Uh, Prabal, what ID you are using to write your code?
The VS Code only. Yeah.
VS Code.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Is it good? I mean, like, what is the difference with this and PyCharm?
See, if you solely want just to use Python only, then yeah, it is recommended either use Anaconda or PyCharm. PyCharm, it is made for Python only. A VS Code is like I can write any code there. We can set up accordingly. But
Okay.
if you directly see only want Python, then it's better to use Anaconda or PyCharm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. For the finance, I think Jupyter is the best
Yeah,
tool
Jupyter
for
is the
finance.
best. Huh? Jupyter is the best, I think. Mm.
All right. Any other questions? Any other doubts? I know it's difficult for you to understand. Chaitanya, how's your thought? Chaitanya and
Sir, I need to digest all these things first.
correct. It's I know it's difficult, and I think so. It will take time to understand the basics. Once you
Yeah.
start doing things, now, Prabal, we also covered how to import libraries and all.
No, 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 not actually.
No, not yet. No. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
got
I
it,
just
got
wanted
it.
to cover the basic
Okay,
programming
okay,
thing,
got
not
it,
actually
got it.
Python also. Yeah,
Okay, got it, got it.
yeah,
See, coding. Why I'm using this basics? We also do have these features or the extensions in the VS Code so that you just put your text, same as the comment you putting now in the Python, that I want to fetch so and so details, and do this machine learning model, and it will fetch all the information, all the Python code, and train it for you and show you the result. But we want to give you the first overview of the basics, so that you can understand if someone is giving you the code now, so that you can understand what exactly the code is. Got it? So go and please check the basics first, and then, I know it's very difficult, but once you used to all these things now, we focusing on basics first. Clear your basics, then we move ahead with the different things. Clear? Any doubts? Any other doubts or queries or questions?
No,
Ha,
Amit.
sure. Yes, definitely. We definitely going to share the PPT, right? So this PPT is going to give you some great overview about the basics. If someone asks you anything related to the codes or anything, na, you can easily show all these.
Or like if you want any help also, if you want any anything you want to know, you can directly message me on Telegram also.
Yes, he's in group, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's in the group. So if you have any questions, any doubts or anything, na, please share your details. Share all the things that you have. Prabal, anything? Any other thing you wanted to?
No. That's all from mine. Like this is the first beginner course. We can maybe do like start another sessions like how to maybe let's see datas are there in CSV format or Excel format. We can learn how to maybe import those data. Just basics like how to import data, how to maybe show the data to the user. Processing we can do
Mhm.
later. We can maybe start with libraries, start learning about a little about libraries because Python is known for its libraries. There are so many
Correct.
data processing libraries. Well, like yeah, next we can do all those things. Yeah.
Right. In the next session, we'll also discuss in detail about the basics things, na? So
Mm-hmm.
that the problems or the things you have in
Mm.
this will be. So for this, I guess, Prabal, if I may, I wanted to show something to you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Just hold on. So I know what exactly you asking. Yes, Abhinav.
Yeah, Prabal, one small suggestion from my side. So, uh, when next session when you will teach the library thing,
Yeah.
can you also give some question that can be asked by the interviewers, because there are lots of library as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
all understanding all the libraries means not possible, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
basic focus library which we have to focus on, and we for which we have to study for the interview purpose. So can if you can give us that idea, that will be helpful.
Yeah. Sure. I'll do that.
Yes, definitely. Abhinav,
Definitely.
here I wanted to share something that for yes, Prabal will definitely add something, but uh, how many libraries we have, Prabal? Do we have this number? I guess
Like it's very
it's
infinite. Every day there is like
infinite,
making.
na? It's more
Yeah.
than, I guess,
Mm.
50,000 or something
You
libraries
people
I'm
can also
talking.
create libraries of your own. There's
Correct,
nothing.
correct,
Uh,
correct. So for data analytics, especially for machine learning, let's say. So Avinav, you specifically asking for, I guess, data analytics, right?
Yeah, for the for the finance purpose, because
Finance purpose, na?
yeah.
So finance purpose, one of the major is pandas. What I know, correct?
yeah. It's correct.
First, pandas is one of the best, and if you want to visualize this, then I guess it's Plotly.
Plotly.
Matplotlib.
Yes, Matplotlly.
Matplotlib and Seaborn.
Yes, Seaborn. And
Seaborn.
if you want to do some machine learning intense task, then
Yeah.
PyTorch, Keras, and
Scikit-learn is the
X
best.
TensorFlow.
NumPy.
GPUs.
Scikit-learn is the best.
Correct, correct. So there are actually many, but we only focus on few. Right now, we are not going to cover all of them, but at least few, the most important one. Correct. So in the basic, what I'm trying to, why I hope my screen is visible to you, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Correct now. So
Yes.
what example I'm going to give you, I'm not a coder, right? But what, and this is the simple, what you call this as a command prompt. It's a CMD of your computer. And what I'm assuming that majority of you are using Windows, right? So what I learned for my financial analytics, that just I'm not using any of the IED or IDE you basically call this, right?
Mm, yes.
Just put this information. This is I have already copy, right? So this is face value equal. This is what the future value of the. It's a basic calculation, right? Once you paste this, now you will get this result. It's a simple Python. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
This is what the result I got. What PV? Let me do this again. This is what I'm pasting it. Right? PV equals to 1000, which is the present value. R is annual interest rate. N is number. What we basically using for the calculation for the present value. What we basically using the same calculation by using some calculators or Excel sheet. I'm doing this same on the Python. Getting it? Once you click here, you will get this result. Clear? So that's why we want to clear your basics first, right? Once the basics are clear, then we move ahead with the other things. Got it? Let me give you another example for this. Now this is the function, import function from Y Finance, right? And once I paste this, what I will get this information. Can you see the chart?
No, sir.
Okay, just hold on. So what in this code, I started here. First, I imported Y Finance, right? And it's a matplot, same library, fetching data from this to this. It will plot. It will plot this data and show you the result. Got it? Let me paste this chart in the group. What chart I formed? This is the code. And this is chart formed. I've shared in the group. Right now. So first we want to clear the basics. Once the basics are good, then we go ahead with the some intense task. Clear? Yamikant, now something good for you.
Yes.
Chaitanya?
I can't say right now.
Okay, okay. All right. No issues, no worries. We'll do the basics. I'm asking for these commands that I have shared. Present value, future value, present value,
Yeah, I
calculations
got
by
that.
using Python.
Yeah, actually, that was more related to finance, so I got it.
Correct, correct. So see, of course, for finance, even before understand how to drive the car, we want to showcase you. We want to train you how to run first. First, you're able to perfect with the running. Then we go ahead with the driving a car. Right. So this was the basic Python session. Clear? Any other doubts? And we'll cover with the libraries. Don't worry. I know you think that it's very basic, right? Don't worry. Things are going to be very, very difficult for you. Not difficult, but at least very interesting for you. Not difficult. You just write any prompt, you will get the result. One startup is there called CodeMate. What he built, that you put any of the code in this CodeMate, you just put your command and you will get all the codes for you. It will generate all the codes for you right now. So this dashboard, we're going to give it to you. Once you type any prompt, you will get the result. Why we are showcasing you basics? Because many developers or many of course the big developers uh, now using chat gpt and other stuffs, right? They actually also saying this, that we using so and so, but our basics are now lacking. So what we want to give you, we want to give you these advanced tools, but we want to clear your basics first, so that if anyone asks you about some basics, you can answer. All right. Okay. So if we don't have any other questions, so let's wrap up this session. Thank you so much, Prabal, for the session. So
Yeah.
maybe next week we'll again discuss about something other topic or other things.